Coming into the 2022 FIFA World Cup, when talking about the Argentina team, it was hard to look beyond Lionel Messi, and you can understand why. Everyone knew that 2022 would be arguably his last chance of winning a World Cup, probably the only thing that he hasn't won. But while Messi has in fact stood out as one of Argentina's star players, beyond just him, there have been others who stood out, and none more so than this man right here, Julian Alvarez. Now, obviously, Alvarez is someone who has captured the imagination of many a fan, considering that besides Messi, he's been arguably the key player for Argentina, and his goals, his work rate, his energy up front have been very, very key to Argentina's run to the final. But what exactly is it that we know about Alvarez? I mean, he's already well known, but compared to some of the other members of the Argentina squad, he's relatively low key. So today we are going to be looking at 5 lesser known facts about the man who has in fact captured the attention of many, not just in Argentina, but also all around the world. The first thing that is worth noting about Julian Alvarez is that, like many a star that emerges from the Southern American regions as far as football talent is concerned, he didn't exactly have a very, let's say, affluent upbringing. In fact, both of his parents were working class citizens. His dad used to work in a cereal factory and his mother used to be a kindergarten teacher. Both were obviously very, very supportive of his dreams and were of course encouraged by the fact that even at a young age, it was very, very evident that Julian Alvarez was going to be something special. Of course, the fact that he would then go on to fulfill that, make it big, and doubtless make his parents proud played a big part in, of course, making this an even sweeter story, because we always love to root for the underdogs who make it out of nowhere, who come from nothing. And Alvarez is one of those people. He's worked very, very hard, besides being, of course, very naturally gifted and very naturally talented to get to where it is he is today. Number 2, you have to remember who it is that he idolized, and Julian Alvarez is one of those very, very lucky players who's gotten to play alongside his football idol. No surprise really, considering that Alvarez was born in the year 2000, that he grew up idolizing Lionel Messi. In fact, Messi was the player that he wanted to not just become like, but also play alongside. So, in fact, when Alvarez was a younger player, he dreamed of playing for Barcelona, because obviously Messi was playing for Barcelona and he wanted to play alongside Messi. He never got the chance to play for Barcelona or alongside Messi in Barcelona, but of course, as we know, he's lived that dream when it comes to playing for the Argentine team, and in fact could very well be the difference between Messi and Argentina winning or losing the World Cup final when that time comes. In fact, the other favorite club that he had in a young age, incidentally, was Manchester City, which is the club that he plays for now. But it is funny to look back at the fact that he used to be a Barcelona fan. Why? We'll get to that in this next fact. He almost became a Real Madrid player aged 11. Now, this is something that is well reported in footballing circles. But again, if you're someone who's only seen Julian Alvarez in the World Cup, you'd be surprised to know that he was almost snapped up by Real Madrid when he was only 11 years old. Real Madrid, in fact, as you can see in this picture, this is a young Julian Alvarez turning out in a Real Madrid kit, and he was playing a youth game for their side. This was as good as like a trial for Alvarez, and they were suitably impressed to actually want to be able to sign him. But the only reason the signing fell through was due to Alvarez's age. He was 11 years old at the time, and obviously by the time 2011 had come about, there was a significant tightening of the regulations when it came to players from foreign countries moving to European footballing academies. You couldn't sign players from a very young age. You had to wait until they were 13 years old. And so due to that, Alvarez eventually chose not to wait till he was 13 to sign for Real's academy. Instead, he chose to stay in Argentina and develop as a footballer even more and get that all-important academy exposure much earlier than he would have had he waited for the chance to play for Real Madrid. Who knows, the way he's playing, maybe he could end up at Real Madrid or Barcelona one day, considering just how young he is and just how talented he already is. But it's very interesting to know that he could have been a Real Madrid academy graduate had the rules been able to, permit that. As such, he's done really well to actually impress for River Plate, and then of course so far at Manchester City, although we'll come to his Manchester City club career and international career in just a bit. First off, it is before that, it's important to look back at fact number 4, and that is of course his payback to his first coach. Now, the man who first coached Julian Alvarez when he was a very young boy used to be a football coach by night and used to drive a delivery van around during the day. So because of that, when Alvarez finally made it big, and he always knew that he owed a special debt to his first coach, who actually taught him a lot, encouraged him to express himself on the field, did a lot for his career basically. So when he finally made it big, Alvarez actually bought that first coach of his a delivery van, and in fact, not just that he bought it for him, he also signed it. He's obviously written here gracias, which is thank you. And as you can see here, there is like a drawing of a spider and a spider web. Why is that the case? Well, that's because Julian Alvarez was nicknamed the Spider when he was small, because he played with so much skill that most people said that it's impossible that he only has 2 feet that he's playing with. He has way more with the kind of tricks he can do, hence he was nicknamed the Spider, because of course spiders have 8 legs. But it does actually show the humane side of Alvarez, and someone who doesn't forget his roots or the people who helped him reach where he is today. And it's quite frankly hard to not root for a player of that kind of character and humility, leaving aside of course the very clear and obvious talent that he has. But speaking of that talent, looking at Alvarez, it looks like he's been a football player for years already. It's hard to believe he's still a raw player. But coming into this particular World Cup, he was not a guaranteed starter either for the Argentina national team or his club Manchester City. Now, you look back at Manchester City and you understand that Alvarez, being a central striker, might find game time just a little hard to come by, considering City also have a certain Erling Haaland, who's been breaking records like crazy so far this Premier League season, and who obviously merits his first choice starting place. Yet Alvarez was not even a guaranteed starter for Argentina coming into this World Cup. In fact, he made his debut only after during the World Cup qualifiers in 2021. And coming into the World Cup, Lionel Scaloni, the coach of Argentina, did not see Alvarez as being a sure shot starter. In fact, the first choice attacking trio that he preferred featured Lionel Messi, Papu Gomez and Lautaro Martinez. However, Martinez's poor start to the tournament saw him eventually benched in favor of Alvarez, and it's a decision that has not just been repaid by Alvarez, but also vindicated Scaloni's faith in the youngster. He scored 4 goals, and more so than just his goals, his energy, pressing and off the ball movement have been very, very important for Argentina as they have made it to the final of the T20 World Cup. Considering he's only 21, one would think that he has many more goals, trophies and glory and glamour that awaits him in the future. But these are our top 5 less known facts on Julian Alvarez. What do you guys think? Do you think Alvarez can be a future star, someone who, Argentina could potentially build a team around? And what other facts do you know that we may have missed out on in this particular video? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and tap that bell icon so that you know when we're going live or uploading a new video for you guys. Then you can go ahead and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and don't forget to download the SportsTak app. You'll get all of the FIFA World Cup highlights over there, free of cost, whether it be goal-by-goal highlights or full match highlights in the language of your choice, be it English or Hindi. So what are you waiting for? Download the app and stay tuned to us here at Sports Today. Once again, I say thank you for joining us, and don't forget to stay tuned. But for now, goodbye.